A very good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Mariam Vijayaratna. Let's have a look at the headlines first. President Dissanayaka's Vietnam visit strengthens bilateral relations. 6 officials suspended over 250 million rupee fraud at Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment. News in detail. Sri Lankan President Andrakumara Dissanayaka commenced his state visit to Vietnam recently with an official ceremony hosted by Vietnamese President Luong Song in Hanoi. President Dissanayaka was accorded full military honors upon arrival at the presidential palace, including a Tri-Forces Guard of Honor and the national anthems of both nations. The two leaders introduced their respective delegations before engaging in bilateral discussions. The talks highlighted progress in existing partnerships and explored new areas of cooperation. Multiple memorandum of understanding were signed, reflecting a shared commitment to strengthening ties. As both nations celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations, they aspire to elevate annual bilateral trade from its current value of $200 million to $1 billion. Additionally, discussions covered emerging sectors such as digital transformation, artificial intelligence, energy transition, and connectivity. Sri Lanka and Vietnam have taken significant steps to enhance their bilateral relations today with the signing of 4 memoranda of understanding and 1 agreement in Hanoi. The signing ceremony followed bilateral discussions between Sri Lanka President Andrakumara Dissanayaka and Vietnamese President Luong Song. Among the agreements signed was a bilateral pact on customs cooperation aiming to streamline mutual support in customs affairs. Additionally, the following MOUs were formalized. Cooperation in machinery and equipment manufacturing between the respective ministries of industry and trade. Collaboration in agriculture between the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences and Sri Lanka's Department of Agriculture. Diplomatic training exchange between the Bandar Naik International Diplomatic Training Institute and the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam. Trade promotion cooperation between the Vietnam Trade Promotion Agency and the Sri Lanka Export Development Board. These agreements will facilitate knowledge sharing, diplomatic exchanges, and joint trade promotion efforts, including participation in trade fairs, business networking events, and the exchange of market intelligence. Sri Lankan President Andrakumara Dissanayaka concluded a state visit to Vietnam, marking a historic milestone in the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two nations. The visit was at the invitation of Vietnamese President Luong Song and included high-level discussions and significant agreements. During the visit, President Dissanayaka held bilateral talks with key Vietnamese leaders, including Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh and Chairman of the National Assembly Tran Tan Man. He also attended the UN Day of Vesak celebrations in Ho Chi Minh City as the chief guest, emphasizing the deep Buddhist ties between the two nations. The leaders also highlighted the shared cultural heritage, including ongoing projects like the construction of a uniquely designed wall at Ba Dinh, symbolizing the enduring spiritual collaboration between the two countries. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The High Commissioner of Canada to Sri Lanka, Eric Walsh, recently met with the Speaker of the Sri Lankan Parliament, Dr. Jagat Wickramaratne. The meeting highlighted the enduring friendship and collaboration between the two nations. During the discussion, the Speaker extended congratulations to Canada's Prime Minister on the recent election victory and acknowledged the 6-decade-long friendly relations between the two countries. He expressed gratitude for Canada's contributions to Sri Lanka's development, including projects in irrigation, technical education, mine clearance, and peace building. The Speaker also thanked Canada for its support during Sri Lanka's economic crisis, particularly in debt restructuring. He highlighted the increasing representation of Canadians of Sri Lankan origin in Canada's parliament, reflecting Canada's multicultural values. The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has issued a strong statement urging universities and higher educational institutions to adopt a zero-tolerance policy against unlawful ragging. This follows the tragic suicide of a Sabaragama University student linked to an alleged ragging incident. The BASL expressed deep concern over the incident and announced that it will closely monitor the legal proceedings filed by the Samanala police against the perpetrators. The association also called for stringent enforcement of the Prohibition of Ragging and Other Forms of Violence in Educational Institutions Act No. 20 of 1998. Highlighting the failure of some institutions in preventing such incidents, the BASL emphasized holding these authorities accountable for dereliction of duty. It also pointed out the relevance of other legal frameworks, including the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman or Degrading Treatment or Punishment Act No. 22 of 1994 and the Penal Code to address such offences. Six officials, including an additional general manager of the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment, have been suspended with immediate effect over a massive financial fraud amounting to 250 million rupees. Investigations reveal that between 2022 and August 2024, nearly 35,000 women were fraudulently exempted from the mandatory training required for their first overseas employment. These women submitted forged documents claiming prior overseas work experience. In return, they were charged sums ranging from 100,000 rupees to 140,000 rupees for the exemptions. The consequences of this scam are far-reaching. Many untrained workers sent abroad for domestic jobs reportedly faced high-risk situations and were subject to violence and abuse in foreign workplaces due to their lack of preparedness. This large-scale fraud not only highlights breaches of protocol but also underscores serious threats to the safety and well-being of these workers. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with the stock updates. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today.
The all share price index dropped by 119.99 points to close at 15,841.6, and the S&P SL 20 dropped by 40.78 to close at 4,634.14. The turnover was over 3.2 billion rupees and over 202 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex rates. That's all we have for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care. Good night.